Quiz number 2 is now open. Question number 1 is a two-part question, worth 10 points question. According to John chapter 3, verse 12, if you believe not when I told you what, how shall you believe if I tell you?
Yellow 2.
Interruption.
What? If I have told you of earthly things and you believe not, how shall I believe if I tell you heavenly things?
That is correct. That should have been a 20-point question. Question number 2 is a two-part question worth 10 points question. John chapter 3, verse 25 mentions how many groups of people and who are they?
Yellow 2.
John's disciples and the Jews, there are 2.
That's correct. Question 3, 10 points question. What day is mentioned in verse 29 of John chapter 1?
Yellow 2.
The next day,
That's correct. Question 4 is worth 10 points question. Who was a ruler of the Jews according to
Yellow 1.
interruption?
John chapter 3, verse 1, Nicodemus.
That is correct. Question 5, quotation question, worth 10 points question. As recorded in verse 17 of John chapter 2, quote what was written.
Yellow 2.
the zeal of that house ate me up.
That is correct. Question number 6 is a quotation question, worth 10 points question. As recorded in verse 5 of John chapter 2, quote the words of the mother of Jesus.
Yellow 3.
There is a Meridian of God in the beloved you obey. Grande chapter 2, verse 1.
That is incorrect. Right, we go to question 7. It is a 10-point question. Jesus is referred to as the King of Israel in which verse of study?
Yellow 2.
3 verse 49.
That is incorrect. Make sure that you're not, if you're bumping or elbowing or whispering to your teammate, that's 5.5, so make sure you don't do that. We're going to call it on you. Question number 8 is worth 10 points question. Entering a second time into what is mentioned?
Red 2.
Interruption?
Mentioned in John chapter 3.
In John chapter 3, verse 4, entering the second time into his mother's womb.
That is correct. Question number 9. First 20-point question. John chapter 1 verse 51 records, hereafter ye shall see what?
Yellow 2.
Hereafter you shall see heaven open and angels of God ascending and sitting upon the Son of Man.
That's correct. Time out 60 seconds, Meridian. All right, time is in and we're going to number 10.
Yes.
Question number 10. Question number 10 is a 20-point question. To them that sold doves, verse 16 of John chapter 2 records that he said what?
Yellow 1.
Take these things hence and open not my Father's house and house of merchandise.
That's correct. You know, I'm step on a reading. Question number 11 is a cross-reference question worth 20 points. Two-part cross-reference question worth 20 points question. What three-word phrase, which concludes John chapter 1, verse 14, is also contained in which other verse of our
Yellow one.
interruption?
Of our study. Grace and truth. 1:17.
That is correct. Good thing we're on just John right now, not First John. Or Revelation or something. Question number 12 is a two-part question. Worth 20 points. Question. What is said concerning he that doeth truth, as recorded in which verse of John?
Yellow one.
Interruption?
Chapter 3. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that is easily manifested thereof in God. 21.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a two-part question, worth 20 points. Question. Regarding wine, the mother of Jesus made what statement as recorded?
Yellow two.
Interruption?
John chapter 2, verse 3. They have no wine.
That is incorrect. This interrupted two-part question will be reread for Meridian without interruption. Question. Regarding wine, the mother of Jesus made what statement as recorded in which verse of John chapter 2? Huh? All right. Question 14. This is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Which verse of John chapter 2 records that who called to the marriage?
Yellow one.
Sorry, go to quiz 20. Number 13. Question 14, replacement, is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Which verse of our study names what three types of animals?
Yellow one.
John 2:14. Sheep, oxen, doves.
Is correct. Question 15 is a three-part question worth 20 points. Question. Who rejoices greatly for what reason, as recorded in which verse?
Yellow one.
Interruption.
Of John chapter 3. But he that hath the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom which standeth and heareth rejoiceth greatly, because the bridegroom's voice is my joyful voice fulfilled. 3:29.
That is correct. Question 16. Quotation question worth 20 points. Question. Both the words flesh and spirit are twice.
Yellow two.
Interruption.
Mentioned in John chapter 3, verse 6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the spirit is spirit.
Hey, that is incorrect. This interrupted quotation question will be reread for Meridian without interruption. Question. Both the words flesh and spirit are twice contained in a verse of study. Quote this verse.
Red one.
That which is born of the flesh is flesh, that which is born of the spirit is spirit.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Remember, on a quote, you can't go back. So we'll go to question 17. It is a 20-point question. Question. The true light, as recorded in John chapter 1, verse 8, doeth what?
Yellow two.
If it was not that light, Lord sent barely into that light. That was the true light, which light there one that permits through the world.
Okay, it's a bad question, so we're going to go to replace that one. Question number 17 is a two-part question, worth 20 points question. In John chapter 3, what is described as everlasting in which verse? Time's going to call. So question 18. Question number 18 is a three-part question worth 20 points. Three-part question worth 30 points. Question. But he that came down from heaven. As recorded in the same verse of study, what words precede these words, what words follow these words, and what is this verse?
Yellow 1.
And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, and the Son of Man which is in heaven. 3:13.
That is incorrect. Question 19 is a 20-point question. 19 is a 30-point question. As recorded in verse 14 of John chapter 1, what is said concerning the Word?
Yellow 1.
And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth.
That is correct. Okay, all that are here, quizzers and coaches. When we have those questions that we call them sandwich questions, where they say what words precede these words, what words follow these words, and what is this verse? If you say the part that I mentioned before, it's wrong. It says what words precede and what words follow, and then what's the verse. So if you just quote the verse, it's going to be wrong. You got to leave that part out that I mentioned before. All right? We used to have these all the time, but I think this is the first time this year that we've had any of those kind of questions. So there may be some more coming up. That's a little hint. There may be some more of those coming up. All right? So we'll go to question 20. Question number 20 is a cross-reference two-part question worth 30 points. Question. What six-word phrase that begins verse 11 of John chapter 3 is contained in which other verse of the same chapter? Verily, verily, I say unto thee. That's 7. No, that's 6. No, that's 7. Oh, yes. Okay. This quiz, we have a tie. This quiz is closed. Let's give both teams a hand. All right, we're calling for the Grande 1 on the red and Calvary on the yellow. And if I could have a Spokane coach to help me out on the judges table, appreciate it. Results of that quiz was the winning team was the Grande 165. Second highest score was Ryan with 35 points. And with 115 points, the highest score, Audrey. Let's give her a hand. Just give them all a hand.